Welcome to episode 41 of the Mile 20 podcast where epic shit happens. I'm Laura and I am here with my bestie,
Lori.
But we are also joined by our daughters, Maggie and Maddie.
Hello.
Yay. Super, super excited. This week, we are going to cover the ET Full Moon Marathon that we ran in 2020. Yes, folks, we ran a marathon in the middle of COVID. And man, this was quite the adventure.
Yeah, we're kind of done with our current race schedule until the Philly Marathon in November. So we're circling back into recapping our 50-state journey. And we are starting our 2020 season. And we happened to get lucky because we had a couple in February, which we recapped already.
Yes.
And then we had a natural break before the pandemic started, and we had signed up for 3 that fall.
Yes.
With this one, ET, which was at the beginning of August.
Hartford.
No,
the one in New Hampshire.
Yeah, Jackson Hole in September, and then Manchester City in November.
Yes.
So we kind of we split the whole shutdown pandemic, and luckily those 3 races wound up going. So it was kind of amazing.
Yeah. So included in our episode tonight, we are going to highlight aliens, because as you can tell by the name of the race, the ET Full Moon Marathon, there were aliens and cows and what we're going to call sleep running.
Yeah. It's a very weird feeling.
It was a really, really weird feeling. So just want to remind everybody to check out our socials and would love to go and hear from you. So please subscribe to us. Now we are drinking an interesting beverage. It's actually some bright neon green beverage. So Lori, you chose our Mile 20 beverage of the week. So what the hell are we putting in our bodies?
We are drinking acidic alien blood punch. It's got a little lime sherbet, Prosecco, triple sec. What all did I put in there?
I don't know. You had some bitters put in there too.
Bitters, yeah. Oh, ginger ale, not ginger beer, ginger ale.
Oh, there was ginger ale too.
Yeah, there's ginger ale in there too.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Here's our cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, ladies.
And your glasses are green as well to really emphasize the greeniness.
I thought it was a fun theme. Play with the aliens, you know?
Yes. It is neon green.
All right, epic week updates.
Yeah. So what did we do? We I think we each have at least something to highlight that we did cool and different this past week.
Yeah, I'll start. I did the Rocky Run. So if anyone was out in Philly on Saturday morning, there were over 30,000 runners, but that was across the 5K 10-miler, and then you could do both to do a full half marathon, which is the Italian Stallion Challenge. The only con I would say is that packet pickups were only till 7 p.m. Friday night. So if you're working, you have to go Thursday night or Friday night. And if you're in the suburbs, it's not really practical.
Oh, that's nice.
Luckily, I had a friend who could pick up my bib for me. But race morning was beautiful. I thought they were really timely with getting everyone out of the crowds. Great weather. I thought Mount Drago was a great challenging hill, but short enough that it wasn't too miserable. And the medals were awesome. They were rocky on the medal and really detailed about the 10-miler and dates and everything. And you ended right in front of the art museum steps. And then, of course, you have to run up the steps after. But it was a great race. I would definitely run it again. I liked it a lot better than Broad Street. So if anyone is considering running a 10-miler in Philly, I would definitely recommend the Rocky Run.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, Maddie, what did you do this past weekend?
I got the cooking bug because it's the beginning of November. So I, in the approach to Thanksgiving, was doing some grocery shopping and saw that there were turkeys on sale from Whole Foods. So I just bought myself a turkey and I decided to try to cook one for the first time. Then I used, the bones that were left over for a broth that I then made into pho, which was also my first time trying that. So,
and I have to say, being that Daddy and I and your husband Matthew were the recipients of that meal, that turkey meal on Saturday, was absolutely delicious. Your turkey was moist. Yes, I said moist. right, Laura, what you been up to?
We have been planning for quite a while we usually try and do one Penn State game a year while we have children there. Obviously, we're not necessarily, me and my husband, me and Dave are not necessarily Penn State fans. We support the children's endeavors. The fact that we have 2 kids that are going or have gone to Penn State. So this last weekend, they played Indiana, and even though they're having a really shitty season, we had made plans to tailgate with Ella's boyfriend's family. And anyway, we went up to Penn State, tailgated, and had a wonderful time. Found a little trick because they price gouge everything in State College.
What? No way.
Yeah, like every place. 2-night minimums, $2,000 for like a Best Western.
Dude, that's insane.
It's insane. Like,
it should be against the law.
Airbnbs are that way, but I found a little state park, 30 minutes.
Don't shush. You're going to give away your secret now.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't.
Yeah. There's
Give
a
away
state
the
park.
secret.
There's
Not
a
that-
state park. We'll just leave it at that.
There's a state park not too far from there that has cabins, and it worked out really nice, and I spent $172
Dude, that's
for
it.
the
You're
weekend.
never going to be able to, those are never going to be available now with our huge, tremendous following of people that are now going to be taking
That
up
are
those
all
cabins.
nichely Penn State fans as well.
Totally nichely
Yes.
Penn State fan. So, all right. Well, my weekend, other than consuming the turkey that Maddie made for us on Saturday, Jim and I went to a 76ers game, and they played the Raptors, and we won, and it was great. It was great. I love going to basketball games. It's such a different clientele and sports, base than go to Phillies games, than go to Flyers games and Eagles games.
It feels sometimes like a fashion show.
It is a complete fashion show.
Like, there are some things to see.
I sent y'all a picture of a woman that her hair was like so huge. Like, I mean, I would not have wanted to sit behind her because I probably would not have been able to see the court, but she was gorgeous. She was dressed to the nines, and I'm like in my sneakers and my tracky pants and like a sweatshirt. I look like an absolute grub, and I was like, thank God I'm not sitting next to her, because like she looked like she was ready to go out into like a fashion show.
I know.
In Paris.
It looks like sometimes like they're ready to go to Vegas, but instead they're at the Xfinity Center. Did I say that
Xfinity
right?
Mobile Center.
There it is. Xfinity. I knew I
Yes.
was missing a word in there. It just changed from Wells
No,
Fargo
I'm sorry.
Center.
No. It's called the Xfinity Mobile Arena now, not center.
Arena. It's not a center.
Yes,
Got it.
yes. So as we digress, but yeah, so we sounds like we all had varying but fun, activities over the weekend. All right, so let's get into this ET Full Moon Marathon. We ran this in August of 2020, August 2nd to be exact. And, so of course, this is in the heart of COVID. Pre-vaccines. And we went back and forth a lot of whether or not we were going to do this race and whether they were actually going to have it. And they gave us a thumbs up that they were a go, and they had a strategy to keep us safe.
Yeah, and I think we're not going to try and get into the politics of anything.
Absolutely not.
I'm just going to say from the get-go, our approach with the whole thing was that we just wanted to do what was safe for ourselves, for our families, for our neighbors, and people involved. We were trying to follow rules and everything, guidelines that were being set. So, and every state was very different. And it was kind of interesting because we experienced that firsthand.
Yes.
Yeah, we went through a lot of states, and it was very different.
It was very different, and so we all agreed that Lori, originally it was just you and I, that we're going to go and do this, and we agreed, hey, you know what, we didn't feel comfortable flying on a plane at that point in time, so we said, okay, we're probably going to drive to Nevada from Pennsylvania. That's like 2,500 miles at least, right?
But that's what we do.
North in 8 days.
Yes.
We spent basically the whole time in the car.
Yes.
Yes, we did. But we stuffed 50 pounds of shit in a 10-pound bag, like we always do.
We absolutely did. And so then, because Maggie had just graduated from high school at the time, it was all of a sudden, okay, like Maggie's going to come along with us, right? And it was like, cool. And then I threw it out to you, Maddie, originally, because you were right before you were starting law school, right?
Yeah, I had quit my job in around July timeframe. So I had quite a bit of free time, but I knew that, I would have things to do before classes started and things like that. So you were trying, I think, most of the summer to get me to agree to the road trip, and I did not decide until I think the morning before we left.
It totally was the morning before, because I remember I was like, all of a sudden I'm like, Lori, Maddie's a go. It was so spontaneous of you, which is not like you.
Yeah, I definitely I was spontaneous with this one, and had the time and took advantage of it, and I'm so very happy and grateful that I did. But yeah, I went on an 8-day road trip, proffered the day before, so.
And four girls going on a road trip.
Yep.
So Lori, you had an idea to go and get rent a trailer, not an RV, but like a pop-up trailer, some type of trailer unit.
Something that we could haul behind my Jeep Wrangler. And so I went on to outdoorsy.com, which is kind of like, where you can rent outdoor RVs and all of that kind of thing, and found this cool pop-up trailer, which was actually out in Harrisburg. So I had to drive an hour west to pick it up the day before and then haul it back so that we could all leave first thing in the morning. True story.
We did learn a lot about towing capacity that week. That we were all in the car together. And then I think I proceeded to get obsessed with the idea of getting a rooftop tent.
Oh, yeah.
And a Jeep later in life.
Yes.
And I was trying to figure out how to make that happen, or to get a tent trailer to put the rooftop tent on top of and then tow it across the country, because that became a small obsession of mine, going into law school.
And rightfully so.
And rightfully so. You know what? I still have a small obsession for a little company called the Turtleback Trailer.
The Turtleback Trailer.
Which is a beautiful
It
little
will happen
trailer.
someday, my friend.
It will.
It will definitely happen. So you pick up this trailer. We all go to your house. We all congregate there.
And it did have a nickname.
Poppy. It was Poppy.
Yes. So when we refer to Poppy now, moving forward, that is the pop-up trailer.
And so we all got to your house, and we loaded up your Jeep, and we loaded up Poppy, and on our way we went.
Yes.
So.
And it was very curated. I went ahead and made reservations at various campgrounds along the way, so that we had a reserved site every time. We knew exactly where we were going and tracking our way out.
Because we knew the fourth night was the night that we were running the race.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's when we knew that, we have to get to this area in Nevada by X date. And that was really, really critical for us.
Yes, it was very critical. So we were on a timeline. And so we figured 3 nights to get out there. First night was at Linder Point Campground, which was in Coralville Lake, Iowa. So we drove from Philly
to Iowa
day 1.
And what did we see?
Corn. This was the running joke the entire drive.
Lori would be driving, and she's like, "Oh my God, guys, look!" And we were like, "What?" And she'd be like, "Corn."
Yeah, there was a lot of corn.
Yeah, there was a lot of corn.
There's a lot of corn in the middle. Either you drive, you get to PA, you're like, "Ooh, PA mountains, whoop whoop," and then you're like, "Pittsburgh, that's cool," and then it's corn.
Yeah, then it's corn from that and cow farms, cow ranches and stuff. I think we were having a competition to see who could count the more cows on each side of the highway as well. But that was a cute little campground.
It was, and it has a little lake and stuff near there. Of course, we rolled in late and we rolled out early, so we didn't really get to spend a whole lot of time there. But the next day, the campground was super cool. I liked it. It's probably one of my favorite campgrounds. We did Cedar Campground at Rifle Gap State Park.
And we spent a lot of time there.
Yeah. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. All the campsites kind of have this really beautiful view of the reservoir, which is really pretty. Crystal blue waters with the Colorado mountains around you. I think we took a moment before we packed up. I think we got up early and we went to Rifle Falls State Park.
We did.
And took a little hike to look at some falls, and that was really pretty. And then we decided to pack up because it was time for us to make our next stop.
Yeah. And then, the interesting thing about Poppy, the trailer, was because Poppy was older.
Yeah, it wasn't a young buck.
Nothing was automated. So you didn't press a button and Poppy, the pop-up, then all of a sudden went down. You had to do a manual crank. And, the top came down. We had to orchestrate everything in the pop-up so that way when the top came down, everything laid, down nicely. And Poppy wouldn't go down. Poppy was so excited to be in the Rocky Mountains. Poppy's like, I'm staying here.
Yeah, Poppy really liked that campground a lot. He's like, this has got a nice view.
And that damn trailer would not go down. And we were like, we can't drive with this thing,
We only panicked a little.
Yeah, how many? We were there like an extra 6, 7, 8 hours.
I was gonna say 8 hours.
About 8 hours.
Top of my head.
Yeah.
We also did not really have cell service when we were at the actual campsite. So, and because I think we had hooked the Jeep up to the camper by that point. So, Mom, you and I ended up walking out to the entrance of the park and trying to get cell service. Yeah, there's a picture of me that Maggie's currently holding up, and I just look forlorn.
Defeated.
Completely squashed by a camper van. Yeah, so we were trying to get cell service, and it just things were not quite working as they should. But it was also a gorgeous day.
It was.
And once we got in touch with someone who could come out and try to fix the pop-up camper,
it was going to be 2 hours to get somebody out there because of where we were.
And I think the owner wasn't responding to us at the same time. Correct?
I can't remember. I think it was outdoorsy. An outdoorsy kind of covers some of that. So I think we were dealing with outdoorsy a little bit at that point, not necessarily the owner. I think we told them what was happening, and then they were sending somebody out. So
I had a great time there, though. I was swimming. I was reading my book. I remember I was reading Little Fires Everywhere at the time.
I was so jealous. Maddie put up her hammock. She's chilling in the hammock.
Yeah, we called the guy and we just waited, right?
So as we were all sitting there, I think Maggie was done swimming by that point, and I had my hammock set up. I was drinking my Genesee beer because Rochester, and Mom, you, ever the engineer, you thought to yourself, why would I wait around for someone to fix this? If it's going to be easy, I want to be the one to do it. So you went over to the crank and you started doing the same thing as we were doing earlier in the day. And as I'm laying in my hammock, I hear this clicking noise. And I'm like, that's kind of weird, isn't it? It's like catching at a certain point. Maybe that's where we need to angle the crank a little bit differently.
No, you did not say that. You were like, oh, I hear a clicking noise.
It was your mom.
Yeah. No way. I take full fucking credit for that.
Okay, it was not me.
No, you were like, oh, there's a clicking noise, and I was like, wait a minute. So I put the leverage on the handle a little bit differently, and all of a sudden it went down like a little bit, and I was like, it went down, and I think either Maggie or Maddie, you guys were like, bullshit.
Well, I feel like we raced over to it and we're staring at it and we're like, is it going down? Is it going down? Oh my God, it's going down.
Oh yeah, no, it finally went down, and then by that point in time we knew we weren't going to make our next destination, which was going to be Nevada. Right?
Was it? I can't remember because we wound up pit stopping, I know, in Moab.
We ended up pit stopping in Moab because we knew that we couldn't make it all the way out to Nevada from that.
So we were going to spend 3 nights at the little
Yeah,
alien.
dude, that would have been absolutely catastrophic.
You know what? We also forgot that was not the first mishap that we had on this adventure. The first mishap was actually getting to about Pittsburgh and realizing that the key to Poppy was on the trash can outside of our garage, still at home.
Yeah. So by the time we ended up getting to the Iowa campground,
We kept having to like jerry rig our
had
way
a
in
step.
and out.
We had a step. It was like a split door, and you could go and open up the top part of the door, but not the bottom. So we had to like step over the door in order to get into the camper for like half of the trip.
Right.
Yeah.
But Dave was sweet, and he took the keys because he knew that we were going to the little alien, and he FedExed them out there for us.
Yes. So it's
that we
literally
would
like
have
half
them.
the trip we had a half a door to go and step over.
Holy shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was awesome. So we decide that instead of going straight to Rachel, Nevada, we were going to make a pit stop, and I can't really remember how we made the decision to stop in Moab. But like Maddie and I had never been to Moab before. Maggie, had you been to Moab before?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that's
our
right. 'Cause
family trip.
That's right. So I think that's where you guys got the idea,
Yeah.
and that was fantastic. Now we did make the decision that we were not going to put Poppy back up, that night, because we got lucky, like putting Poppy down. We didn't want
Yes.
to put Poppy back up, so we were able to get a hotel reservation at a Hampton Inn, and that was weird.
It was weird because it was the first time like we had all spent the night at someplace other than like a self-contained area where there were other
For
people.
months. For months,
So
know?
it felt just kind of weird touching the buttons of the elevator. Like, what a weird time.
It was a really
It was just such a weird, bizarre time.
yeah.
But
No,
we
it really was.
also were like, I think that when we roll into Moab, I think that when we get there, it'll be close to sunset. And we suggested going into Arches National Park. We were able to make it to try and see at sunset at Delicate Arch. And we barely made it, some of us.
Well, three of the four of us made it. I have to admit that at some point in time there were so many people that were around us, and we were still wearing masks, because we were in Pennsylvania, and but there were a lot of people that weren't, and there were people that were not giving each other space, and I had a panic attack, like a massive panic attack.
Yeah.
And
Which is not like you.
Totally not like me. And I just I ended up not going out to the Arch because I felt like it was way too many people. I regret that now. But I mean,
But it wasn't rational at the moment, so you had to do what you felt comfortable with.
Absolutely, totally agree. But I'm glad you guys got to take pictures because I got to enjoy it through your pictures instead of seeing it with my own eyes. But that's okay. When I go back, I'll be able to see it for the first time.
But we did get to see a few of the arches, and I forget, and some of the other like stone. Rock formations and
like
stuff.
Beautiful, like
driving through there.
Like the national parks out in Utah were like nothing I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're very.
I know you
unique.
loved it too, Maddie.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I was plotting ways to get back to Utah after that, which ironically I've been back to Utah a couple times, but not to either of the national parks.
Yeah, Park City is a lot different.
Skiing is a little different. And then we finally made it to this beautiful place called the Lil Alien. It's called Lil Aleinn. And man, this is in Rachel, Nevada.
Yeah, they happen to have some campsites here, but I think that their intent with the campsites and the hookups is that you're like a huge self-contained RV with like toilet and all of that. Because we didn't realize that when we got there, they're like, oh yeah, there's no bathroom here. The only one is what available.
There's a toilet in the restaurant.
While the restaurant is open.
When the restaurant's open, because when the restaurants don't open, there's no toilet.
There's no toilet.
Oh,
Yeah.
and there's no shower either.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, shit.
But we had anticipated the possibility of no showers.
We did.
So we had brought like the big camp showers that heats
It's like
with
a bladder,
solar.
a water bladder.
Yeah,
that
with
you,
like 5 gallons of water. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
That was great because there's nothing like there's nothing like a post race and getting into your bathing suit and standing out in a dirty ass parking lot with your water bladder with your shower attachment to it, taking a fucking shower post a race.
And it feels like we're in the middle of a trailer park.
I was talking to my mom. I showed my mom a picture of you because nobody took a picture of me. I took a picture of you showering in your bikini.
Yes.
And my mother was like, Mother of God. Yeah. By the way, she was like, Lori looks great. But she's like, Mother of God, like, is that really what you girls did? I'm like, yeah, Mom, it was bad.
That's what we did.
It was really bad.
We have a myriad of pictures where like Maggie's looking musingly out the window, like she's looking at some fabulous view, and it's like the trailer next door.
There was like this janky like foldable table outside with an old beat up office chair for the restaurant. Like that was the restaurant outdoor.
That was the restaurant outdoor seating. And, and this is like a tourist spot, you know, because it's on the extraterrestrial highway.
Yes.
And Rachel, Nevada is basically where Area 51 is. It's renowned for, you know, the number of supposed alien UFO sightings, where there is supposedly like, you know, stuff
Well, it all kind
about
of
aliens out there.
I actually, nerdy me, looked up the history of all this because it's also tied into the Black Mailbox. So the Black Mailbox was the finish line for the
race.
For the ET Marathon. Now, you may say, what is the significance of the Black Mailbox? Well, Bob Lazar is the dude that defected from Area 51. He was a former employee that went public about all of the alien activity and the stuff, you know, talking tales about what he had seen and kind of like a whistleblower, if you believe him. And so when he went public, that's when the area started hopping. And this poor cattle rancher had a black mailbox that was his
on the extraterrestrial
highway or State Highway 375. And basically Bob would meet people. He'd be like, you want to go, you know, UFO hunting?
Meet me at the Black Mailbox.
Yeah. So then I guess like after decades, like it kept picking up. Like this poor cattle rancher had like mail theft. There was vandalized. He finally moved his mailbox, and then mysteriously a new mailbox arrived. And so now like people leave like messages in it for the
stickers all over
extraterrestrial.
it,
like you can leave messages for aliens and they disappear. Somebody collects that. I don't know who.
Somebody, you mean the alien collects it.
Yes.
You mean the alien arrives on Earth and takes them.
Yes. So like the Black Mailbox is kind of like this weird, quirky American tourist feature in the middle of nowhere, Nevada. So the whole area is very quirky and alien-y and all of that out there.
It's very unique.
It's very unique.
It's very unique, and it's high desert. So you know you're sitting at about 4,000 feet above sea level.
Yeah, just about
and
a little bit more.
So there's some elevation. There's really nothing there except for like sand, grasses, jackrabbits, cows.
Lots of cows.
And that's about it. So there's really not much to see out there.
Coyotes.
Oh yeah, we did hear some coyotes, didn't we?
Yeah, Maggie and I.
Now I have to say that this race that we ran. So we'll now that we've made our journey out to Rachel, Nevada. This race, it was really unique because it of course, you know, because we're running on the extraterrestrial highway. Again, that's Nevada State 375. It's got like an alien theme, right? So, and the thing starts at midnight because you're running. It's August and you're in the desert, and so it's stupid hot, you know, like already, like what was it, 80 degrees when we started?
Supposedly it was like 100
when we finished. I believe that.
But I don't even remember it feeling that hot. I think I do remember us feeling weird and crazy salty, like in a weird way.
Yes.
Because it was a dry heat. So like your sweat was evaporating off of you so quickly. I don't remember feeling hot though. Like I have felt hot at races where we feel miserable.
All right. So when I felt really hot, other than like right now, was when at some point in time, it was maybe 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I started looking over, to my left, and I'm like, wow, that must be some big town over there. Like, look at that light coming up, over the horizon. Look, that must be some big town. And you're like, oh yeah, that's some big town. And it was like the freaking sun coming up, and I was like delirious.
Oh yeah.
And then you and I started I started negotiating with you.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, okay, we'll run these 5 posts on the guardrail, and then we'll walk a little bit. So definitely doing intervaling, probably the last 3 miles, because it was painful. So just to give everybody a perspective, this race, when we ran it in 2020, was a complete out and back. And
I thought it was just a straight shot.
no, you ran out to the middle finger, and then you drove.
Oh, so that's right. It started at the Black Mailbox too.
Yes.
I'm
yeah.
sorry. That's
No,
why
no,
it's
no,
an
it's okay.
identical profile
It's
on
an
both
identical
sides.
profile. Yeah, the race profile looks like a
That
big
makes
middle
sense
finger. And
it is.
Yeah, and so what did you say? The race, the elevation was like
It was
a
like
1,000 foot
feet
gain.
Yeah, going up and
Going
then,
out, up, going up, out, and then down, coming back. And the thing that killed us was at some point in time when we were coming back, you could see there was
it was at the top of the hill. It was at the turnaround.
It was at the turnaround, and there was a cop car that had gone down, because they were monitoring the road and stuff. And there was a cop car, and you could see the lights, and it was going down the road. It was going down the road. It was going down the road, and all of a sudden it turned, and we were like, "Fuck, we're running all the way down there." You could see where the finish was.
Yeah.
It was a straight
It was
line.
a straight line.
It was a straight line.
In the desert with no trees to block your view.
I remember Maggie and I were in, I think, Lori's Jeep. Well, yeah, the only car that we had. We were in Lori's Jeep at the time in Thelma. And I think I remember me saying to Maggie, no, that can't possibly be the finish. That's way too far away. Maybe there was an accident or something. And then we are coming up on it in a car much sooner than, Mom and Lori came in. And both of us were like, oh shit, oh, those poor things, they're gonna see this, they're gonna see the finish the entire time that they're finishing this race.
Yes.
Yeah, it was painful. It's almost like last weekend or 2 weekends ago when we did the Ocean City, Maryland marathon, and you and Lori pointed out, oh my God, when we were dropping off the liquor the night before, and you guys pointed out oh my God, we're running all the way over there, and you could see in a distance how far it is. So it does put it in perspective, when you're running these races, just really how far 5 miles is, 13 miles, 26 miles.
It's far.
It's pretty significant, because just even where we are here in Westchester, Pennsylvania, we are 28 miles to Philadelphia,
Right. As a crow flies.
to Center City as a crow flies.
Yeah.
Right. That's
crazy. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, we are very close. If you're at a high...
Dude, you could marathon to Philly.
Yes.
Should I do that?
One way, right?
Interesting.
Well, you actually can do that.
On the CVT.
No, Schuylkill River Trail.
Oh, that's right outside my front door.
I know.
Yeah.
That'd be a little bit... But anyway, we digress.
Ideas.
There was, when... There was a few things... I know you kind of struggled. You were on the struggle bus towards the end. I can remember being on the struggle bus a couple times.
Yeah.
One, I had intestinal distress the vast majority of the race.
We both did.
And to put it lightly,
We left some scat on that trail.
and there was no porta johns on that road, so we would we would see the girls in the Jeep. They were our SAG crew. They were awesome.
You guys were
They would
the
meet us
bomb.
every
We loved
few
you
miles
guys.
to see if we needed water or anything, because we didn't want to take any of the communal stuff.
We supplied our own stuff.
We supplied everything ourselves. But man, I would go around the side of the Jeep
And we would just shit on the side of the road.
I was shitting on the side of the road. It was so bad.
And I think, you think about it, we were traveling for a couple of days, and then we were dealing with a little bit of altitude.
Yeah.
As well, right?
The peak was at 5,600 feet.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and,
I
and
mean,
even though it was a little bit, you and I, because
I
of
feel
COVID,
it.
we were stuck in our houses,
Yeah.
for most of those months, and it it definitely went and played a factor. But girls, you two were the absolute bomb. Now, the thing I appreciated about the race and the way that it started is that the race director, they gave you like a time period that you have, like, you know, this half hour for this group of numbers, and, you know, like these runners, and you can start whenever you want.
Yeah, as soon as you're
So
ready,
you didn't
go.
corral, like whenever you were ready, just go. So that was really nice because you didn't have to worry about like close contact with people and so forth. And even when you came back in, like everything, like they just did a really, really nice job. I felt very,
agree.
very safe.
Yes.
You know, with the way that they had to handle the race. And I think with you and I, you know, choosing to supply our own everything, you know, it definitely helped. Now, the one thing that I just vividly remember about running in the desert, because, you know, it's the first time I'd ever been in the middle of the desert at like midnight,
Right.
was one, just getting to the start line and already feeling tired.
Oh, yeah.
Like that was real. And then at some point in time, we had stopped. I think we had stopped to like, you know, like fuel. And I was like, oh my God, listen. And you couldn't hear anything.
Nothing.
Like absolutely nothing. So, which was absolutely incredible.
It was. I can also remember when we turned around and started coming down the hill, I had a moment where I'm like, I feel like I'm half asleep, but I'm running. Like my legs were moving,
Yeah.
but my brain was not in charge of that movement anymore.
From like midnight to 6:30
a.m.
ish in the morning.
Yes.
Yes.
A crazy time.
With 61 other people. So there were 61 finishers. So Lori, talk about, because like you looked up the 2025 stuff and like what they have going on now if people are interested in this thing, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I felt like this race was very well organized and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really cool, unique experience. But for some reason, their numbers have dropped by like half. So, I mean, it was small to begin with 61 people, but there were like 30 finishers in 2025. And even at the time, like they're offering a 51K, so an ultra, a marathon, a half, a 10K, and a 5K. And I don't know. I just find it odd. And I was checking out the website and it says date is to be determined, that there's going to be a new course, which is to be determined. So there wasn't a lot of information about that.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what the status is.
Yeah, if there's a future for that one or not. Because again, it is not easy to get to Rachel, Nevada.
No, but I
and
think
it's in the middle of nowhere.
I think it's so unique. And I think that when you look at, as us being back of the Packers, when you look at the Las Vegas Marathon, that's got like a 5-hour cutoff, 5.5 hour cutoff. So it's a super fast race.
Yeah.
So people who are tend towards slower times and back of the pack, you can't do Las Vegas.
No.
So I thought that this was a really cool alternative.
Oh, and it was so freaking unique.
It was so unique.
And it was like out of any race that we have run, that is one of our, like, that's one of my top, like, 2 or 3 epic, like that was epic shit, man.
That was epic shit.
And it wasn't even because like the race was unique, but under the circumstances of it being COVID, we figured out a way to get out there. But then like we did girl power, like for 8, like Maggie was saying, for 8 days, right? It was 4 of us, you know, just girl powering across the country and back. And if anything, I felt like just so freaking good about is that like it just taught our girls, like, and they already knew this about us, like, you know, you put your mind to something, you go and you do it, but man, like you can do anything, like you can do anything. And like that trip just solidified it, you know, for us. And Maggie, I will always take away from that trip the poem that you wrote.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't gonna spoil it yet because there's details in the poem.
Yeah, you don't need to share the poem just yet.
No.
I think at the end, because there's details that we haven't gotten into
Yeah, maybe
yet.
we close out the episode with the poem because man, this poem. Let me say, this poem encapsulates our entire trip. But Maggie, every time we experienced something, there was like a new line that was added to this poem. So we'll go and get to that now, Maddie. When we got back from the race, so like as Maggie said, like we finished at around like 6 something in the morning, right? We ended up getting in the Jeep, and where were we going back to?
Well, we were slated to stay another night at the Little Alien.
And you were like, I'm not having it.
I think I had a weird smell issue with the area that we were staying in, so I was very vocal about not wanting to continue staying there.
Smelled like dead bodies, to put it lightly.
Yeah, it
See, I don't remember the smell.
I do.
Yeah, it was not good. And so as I think Lori, you and I both were like, well, yeah, if you guys can find a place, you know, for us to go and you know, like put the camper tonight, you know, like figure out where you want to go. And like next thing you know, Maggie and Maddie have the freaking map and they're just going at it.
Well, Lori, I think, mentioned Bryce was
What?
close.
And that's my favorite national park over Zion in Utah.
Ooh, hot take.
I know, but I stand by it.
Fair enough. So Bryce Canyon is another one of the national parks in Utah. Utah, I think, boasts 5 national parks.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yep, the Mighty Five.
So Bryce is pretty south in the state, not quite as south as Zion, but it was pretty close to where we had been staying at the Little Alien. I think we had maybe a 2.5-hour drive, maybe 4 max, something along those lines.
It wasn't bad.
So I don't think that we could set you guys up with the showers fast enough to get away from the Little Alien.
With running on no sleep.
But our showers, because as we mentioned earlier, the establishment, and I'm using air quotes here, the establishment that we were staying at, and the people at the Little Alien were absolutely lovely. I got some really cool stickers.
They
that
do
I will
have
forever.
hotel rooms there.
They do have hotel rooms
We
there.
were just trying to do the camper
we
thing.
did not see those.
They were booked.
But the people were absolutely lovely. It just was not our jam in terms of the campground. But the way that Lori and I ended up having to take showers is that we had our water bladders and we hooked them up to some trees
In the parking lot.
in the parking lot, and
Literally
we
right behind the restaurant.
got right behind the
No
restaurant.
distance.
And we went and showered our
With our bathing
bodies
suits on.
with bathing suits on. And yeah, that was a lot.
That happened.
So
Lori-
we left.
Lori, do you think two questions actually?
Yes.
First, do you think you maybe didn't smell the dead body smell because you were smelling yourself? Because post marathon.
I mean, I smell bad, but not that bad.
Okay, fair enough.
If that makes sense. Like, I know I smell bad. I know my smell. But if there was something on top of that smell, I just didn't notice it. But again, this is 5 years ago, and the brain flushes things as time goes on in your life. And it could be I just flushed that detail out. I don't know.
Could be. Second question is, when do you think in your life you'll get a chance to shower behind a restaurant?
Probably,
Again.
I don't know. You never know. You
Maddie?
never know.
Don't challenge us.
I can find a way if I must.
Because every time I'm at a race and I have to go and pee or do something out in the woods, I'm like, I'm never doing this again. Like, I'm going to use a porta-john next time. And yeah, sure enough, I keep breaking that rule. So,
Sure enough, her sock's off her foot and
Sure.
it's left in the woods.
Sure enough, man. To get that, that's you gotta sacrifice something. So, but I absolutely loved the race. So we did have like a lot of other memorable moments. I think highlights, from just this absolutely fantastic trip. Like the couple of meals that we ate along the way. The one that stands out to me the most, again, because of having celiac, was when we went to Moab. We went and ordered pizza. So we all had a hankering for pizza. And it was technically the night before the race, even though we were kind of messed up, like eating wise, because like the race starts at midnight. And you're like, well, shit. Do I eat a dinner? Do I eat a snack? Like, we were all messed up.
It was really weird.
It was really weird. But we had pizza. And I remember getting the gluten-free pizza, and I opened up the box, and I brought it back inside. And I was like, there's no way that this is gluten-free pizza. And I did find out that it was gluten-free pizza. They were like, no, we are full gluten-free. And they made it with Caputo flour. Caputo gluten-free flour. and the flour rose. It was the first time I'd ever had a pizza that was like that. It was absolutely incredible.
I know. I wish I could remember the name of that place. Oh boy, Maddie, what's going on over there? Maddie's cracking up.
I was reading the sheet because I hadn't seen this portion of the list yet. And my eyes skimmed across Laura pulling Poppy through a tropical smoothie drive-thru.
When was that in the timeline?
I feel like that was.
She's losing it.
I feel like that was somewhere between Moab and Nevada.
Wait, Laura was driving, not Mom?
Laura drove.
I remember it happening.
Drove one damn stint, and she decided that she could go through a fucking tropical smoothie drive-through, pulling a pop-up camper that was a rental.
Needless to say, the pop-up camper went up onto the curb, and we took that turn very tight and had to back up a bit and then go forward a bit.
It was inches from the building.
It was literally like 4 inches from the building, tops.
Inches from the building.
And we had a picture to prove that.
It was less than 4 inches.
Every inch matters.
Every inch did matter at that point. Yes,
That's not one of my fighter moments.
And we were like, you just have to go straight.
But look,
we can't go back.
But look, you know, at the end of the day, like, Lori, you got out of the car. I stayed in the driver's seat, and we worked through it. We worked through it. And man, we got that thing. I was like, oh my God, dude.
What's
I
funny
never been
is
through a drive-through there. I had no idea.
What's funny is that's such a Lori move, and you made it.
It was,
It
so
was
awesome.
not me for once.
It
That was
so
you.
awesome. It was, yeah. So while it was not one of my finer moments, we can laugh about it now because now I know, like, oh, you just don't drive big shit into, like, you know, like.
No, that's why most people with trailers park off to the side and walk in.
Yeah. Yes. Now I totally know that, but. Yeah, and then I did. You know, you mentioned earlier going to the Rifle Falls State Park. Maddie's still laughing at me driving into the drive-through with a pop-up trailer.
Oh God, it was so
Are
bad.
you okay?
I'll be okay.
Okay. I did really like that state park. That was beautiful. I remember just kind of going through the woods, and something about being in the Rocky Mountains and just the smells, and
It's good.
it was just
Good
all
stuff.
the feel reels, you know. It's just like, oh, you just want to get in it, but then we were like, shit, we got to go back into the camper and keep driving. So, but I did love seeing Maddie's face the first time we had gotten into the Rockies. And just seeing your face, like, as you started seeing, you know, like, more and more of the mountains, and as they, like, started to emerge more and more and kind of got into it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we had never taken her, you know, into the Rockies in that regard. Like, you've been to Denver and you've seen the mountains, like, in the distance.
From a distance, definitely. But I had never really been in the mountains. And it was, I think, around golden hour for sunset time frame that we were going through there, and I remember leaning out the window like a dog and taking pictures and saying, she's so pretty, she's shining, she's showing off, oh my gosh. And I think you guys got a little sick of it maybe, but I loved it.
You should go back through our shared photo album because you should see just the amount of pictures taken from the car.
And
There
they were
were
Maddie's.
various rocks
And they were
on the
Maddie's.
side of the road.
And they were Maddie's, just random rocks.
I don't know whose they are. I'm just saying there's a lot of car pictures of rocks. That's
But
all I'm
our
saying.
whole
I like
8
rocks.
days were in the car.
That's true.
What else were we supposed to be taking pictures from? We were in the car the whole time.
Yeah, no, that was absolutely spectacular. And I did love the road that where we drove coming into Moab, and you know we went and followed along like the Colorado River, and then you can go and see like the mesas, and oh man, that was just so gorgeous.
It was a beautiful
It's just
drive.
like nothing we see here in Pennsylvania, you know, geography wise.
Yeah, I remember seeing the rock turn over to like that signature red rock that's in Utah, and I've never seen red rock before, so I was blown away by it. And you guys were all like, "Just wait until you get to Arches."
Oh yeah, and Bryce, because we also had when we did finally make it to Bryce, because we stayed at Ruby's campground, which is right outside the park.
Which I loved Ruby's.
Which Maddie found.
Yeah, Ruby's had a good vibe to it.
Yeah, they had lovely showers.
Lovely showers and very, very
Clean.
family oriented.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a really, really nice campground. I liked that.
We were able to wait. We woke up really early in the morning on the day we were leaving.
It was cold too. It was chilly.
It was cold, and we went into the park and watched the sunrise from the edge of Bryce Canyon.
Oh, loved that.
That was a beautiful hike.
And then hiked down into the canyon after it was risen.
Yeah, we hit
so beautiful.
Was it Wall Street?
Yeah, Wall Street. I think Wall Street, Navajo Trail, and Queens.
And Garden Trail.
Oh, the Garden Trail.
The Queen's Garden Trail.
Yeah.
Garden
Oh
Trail,
man,
yeah.
that was absolutely just a spectacular hike, and I mean we squeezed that in.
So also in Bryce Canyon, there's this really cool thing where the red rock has a lot of iron in it. I learned.
Yes.
So during thunderstorms, you have to get the fuck out of there. A. B. When the lightning strikes in the canyon, it frequently strikes the trees, which then become these like gnarled, twisted,
Very
almost
cool
sculptures on the ground.
Yeah.
And so I was obsessed with those along with the rocks, and I was taking pictures of a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both have wall decor now because of that in our apartment. But yeah, after Bryce, we went to
Oh, well, on the way, so we made a pit stop back in Colorado, kind of retracing our steps a little bit, but differently. Back to Colorado, but on the way to Colorado, we were like in the middle of I don't know where, Utah.
Dude.
What was the hell?
I was like,
the
I
gas
had to
was
take a
getting
work
low.
call that day too, and we couldn't find service, and I was freaking out because like I had to present something, and so we finally like stopped at like the top of like this plateau, and I felt so bad because it was like an hour-long call, right? So like I'm like killing our time, but then like the Jeep was basically like almost on empty, and
Yeah.
then it was like we were on fumes.
We were in the middle of nowhere, and I was praying real hard because we were just following, our GPS directions, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so far to the next like interstate, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where's the next town? And luckily we came across this tiny little town of like Kusharem or something like that.
It was like this
Utah.
little mercantile place.
It was, but it was adorable.
It was absolutely adorable.
It was so cute.
But good God have mercy, girl.
Grass
Like I mean,
Valley Mercantile.
yeah, I mean, like Lori always runs kind of like she runs that fine thin line of like we got plenty of gas, and I've mentioned stories,
Yes.
before, like when we were in Alabama. But man,
When
this
I'm
took
sweating,
it to like
it's bad.
Oh, this took it to a whole other level because I'm like, dude, we have no cell service. Like we are so screwed.
But it was a really pretty drive.
It was
whatever
a
road
gorgeous
that
drive.
was.
It was a
luckily
gorgeous
we
drive.
got gas, but I feel like we had to go in and pay, and it was like an
Oh,
old
we
time.
got
Wasn't
so
it
much
an
food.
old time pump that like
Yeah.
the numbers
Yeah, the
like
numbers
clicked,
tick, 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 tick,
yeah,
tick,
yeah, yeah. That was funny.
Now, the one thing that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I can't remember how we got into it, because, like anytime you go on road trips and you spend freaking 24 hours a day for 8 days straight, with the same people, you just start saying funny things. And at the time, like there was a Saturday Night Live skit. It's the Tessa. It's an Alexa Saturday night. Oh, and I just made. No, Alexa, we do not need you. That's my. Oh, my Alexa's going off. But no, we had so much fun with that skit because every time something happened,
We saw a town named Odessa.
yes, and then it just
Odessa.
kind of like it came up every single time.
It was our inside private joke was about that Saturday Night Live skit the entire trip.
It totally was. So Maggie, I know that like you did something kind of like sneaky at Area 51. Like that was like something that we felt like we had to do.
Yes.
Was find the Area 51 gate.
Yes, and I don't know how we got to the Area 51 road. This is going back a little to when we
Because
we're leaving to go to Bryce.
I think that because you can see Area 51 on a map, you can see where it is.
But
and
there's
you
no
could-
signs anywhere.
There's no signs, but you could see that there was a road.
They're dirt roads.
This dirt road that kind of went out there, and we're like,
we're on this dirt road.
And if
Let's go
I know
check it
anything
out.
about my mom, she's gonna go out there, and if anyone catches her, you play dumb. Like, you're like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't see any signs. Like, I'm confused. So we show up, and it's this gated area. There's a satellite that's spinning. We can see it from afar because, again, we're in the desert. And then you pull up, and it's just a chain link fence that's probably like the size of your living room, Laura. I don't know how to describe this. Like the size of a garage.
Yeah.
And there's just an elevator chute that goes down.
Well, we speculate that there was a...
Not that we were there. We don't know anything. Don't come after us.
It was definitely a gate, but there was absolutely... It was unmanned. It looked unmanned to me.
Please, it was not unmanned.
We didn't see people.
We just didn't see them.
I know.
Yeah, there was...
But the satellite stopped spinning as we approached.
It totally stopped spinning, and I know that they probably heard every single word that we said in the car. And there were all these cameras and signs that said, do not take pictures. And, you know, so we never took a picture directly of the...
I was just taking selfies.
There were selfies.
I was admiring my looks.
You know, might have caught something in the background. But.
I think my phone accidentally fell, and I may have accidentally clicked a picture as it was tumbling out of my hands.
Oh.
I don't know how that happens.
I
was driving.
The camera and it clicks the side, the volume button.
Now, I have to say, I am terribly disappointed that we did not see any UFOs or any aliens.
No, I mean all that night, and I mean it was a beautiful.
It was gorgeous. We saw some shooting stars.
We saw shooting stars. The sky was crystal clear. We probably would have seen Milky Way and everything, but it was a full moon, so there was some light pollution from the moon. But man, it was gorgeous.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. So we can all safely say that we did see Area 51, the gate, at least the little elevator shaft.
Yeah.
We saw the shaft of Area 51.
The shaft, that's what she said.
All right, but after our gas debacle, nothing else could go wrong, right? We're smooth sailing from there, right?
No. One would think we were, but in fact we were not, because I booked another winter in Colorado. It was like a roadside camp place. I would equate it more to like one of those places that just has a fuck ton of RVs. And nothing like really campy about it.
And maybe like a glory hole in the bathroom.
Well, one would never know because
we didn't find we found the bathrooms, but we didn't get the code for them.
Yeah, because we checked. We got there very late, and we weren't able.
I think it was like 11 o'clock at night or something. Wasn't it?
Yeah, and we weren't like really able to check in or anything because there was nobody around. So we just pulled into our spot and had to like pee behind bushes and stuff. And
this is great.
Yeah.
We're so selling like doing like a road trip across the country, man.
You know what? This is what makes good stories.
Yep.
If everything went smoothly, we'd have been like, oh, we had such a great time. I mean, come on.
Yeah. No. And then we got the hell out of Dodge as soon as we could because
we all had to take a shit.
Well,
you can't do that on the side.
Yeah, I know. I think we found like a Starbucks or something, right? But we were then traveling that night or that day from like just east of Denver all the way out to Indiana.
Yeah.
And we were staying at the Indiana Sand Dunes State Park, like right outside of it.
Which was lovely.
And yeah, that was cool because I'd heard of the sand dunes out there before, but again, I had never been there before, and it's a national park, and that was really cool. We got to go and do some hiking up and down the sand dunes.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
It was gorgeous. Bryce still takes the cake for me.
Well, yes, but I feel like Indiana was unexpectedly beautiful. Like I was not anticipating.
I think it's neat, like, because you don't really understand the scope of the Great Lakes. Excuse me, until you see them. And Lake Michigan is just so huge that on the day we were there, it was pretty windy.
Yes.
And there was some pretty high surf.
Yes.
Like it almost looked like the ocean.
It looked like the ocean. It
it was crazy. But what was also cool is like once you're hiking and these dunes are massive and you get down to the lake shore, you can actually see Chicago.
Yeah,
across
the
the lake, which was insane to me.
Yeah. Now, to put it in perspective of how tired we were, again, because we put 1,000 pounds of shit in a 1 pound bag. At some point in time, we got out of the car to get gas, and Lori, you You got out, and you had like 2 different shoes on. And it was like, dude, like, what do you got going on?
I was like, fuck it.
And you were
I
like,
don't know.
and you were like basically like all day like wearing those, and like we finally like realized it. It's like, oh my god, like, okay, we have hit the limit, you know.
The brains are dead.
Yes, it was not good.
Like completely, but we did, you know, just to, you know, again, because we saw like so many interesting things. We did see a couple of interesting, what we'll call rednecky things, you
Yes.
know, along the way. So one of them was there was jet skis that were being pulled by a truck on a trailer, and people were on the jet skis. Yeah. We were like, what the hell's happening?
Alrighty
I
then.
don't know.
And then what was the other big thing that we saw that was being towed? I think I caught a picture of it.
It was the river bus.
The river bus.
There was a pickup truck that was hauling a pontoon boat that had a retrofitted VW bus as its cockpit. Figure that one out.
That's a lot.
And it was
to
called
visualize.
the river bus.
There was so much. It was like it looked like something out of like Mad Max.
It did. I also think I remember at one point when we were out there too that we saw like an RV hauling a boat, hauling
like a motorcycle or like some type of.
It was like
Yeah,
it was like a
triple
one
stacked. Yeah.
Yes, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what the? You can do that?
Yeah, I bet they couldn't go and drive through like
No.
Certainly not.
the
No.
drive through.
They would not pull that through the tropical smoothie drive-through. Most definitely not. And then another like weird little quirky thing when you start driving out into the Midwest too, like we have Wawa and Sheetz and you know all these things. It's getting used to the one that's called
Come,
and go.
go,
Spelled K-U-M.
come and go. Yeah.
Like who?
It's not even dancing around it.
No.
No.
I don't know. We probably need to at some point in time do a little bit of research on where that company got its name,
We
because it's
really
awful.
do.
Because we've experienced that place like a couple other times. And,
Yes.
Yeah, it's just not a great
It's
name.
very very
I'll
odd.
just have to. I'm going on record to say that. So all right. So the shirts and the swag for this race.
The shirts and the swag.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, I'm wearing the shirt. It's got an alien on it. It says, was it Run Calico Racing? Because that was, I guess, the company that like put on the race, and then our medals were pretty cool. It's got like an alien face on it. Although I kind of like it because the alien face almost looks like a location point that you use on a digital map,
Oh yeah, like a little drop.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
No, I like it too. It's just very, it's unique. It's a little small,
Yeah.
but it's unique, and I like it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's our only one with an alien on it.
It really is.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Lori, would you run this race again?
I think I would.
I think I would too, just because it's like so unique.
It would,
I
but-
would not stay in Rachel, Nevada, though.
You'd come and go.
But bump. That was good, Maggie.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do. I don't know, because staying out, I mean, you kind of got to be out there.
Yeah, I like there
Oh,
was.
there was that
there was-
Alamo.
There was that place that was around. The
And had little
bend.
cabins.
They had cabins, and it had like a little oasis because there was like a little bit of a waterway.
Yes.
I think that area probably would have been good, but I know we were trying to get as close to the start as possible.
And we were trying to stay away from people.
We were trying to stay away from people. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I would consider running that race again.
Yeah.
All right, so girls.
Well, maybe the only option in Nevada.
I
The back
know.
of the pack
Yeah, I
crew,
know,
you know
I
what
know.
I'm saying?
So
If they
girls,
still have it.
Yeah.
in terms of going with us on this crazy ass adventure, would you do it again? What was like your big kind of takeaway, Maddie?
I would absolutely do the road trip again, knowing that regardless of how much planning goes into it, it's like 20 things are going to go wrong, terribly wrong, and you just got to roll with it. I think that trip actually made me like road trips, which is terrific being married to my husband because he, for some reason, also likes road trips. Outside of that, would I be a spectator for this marathon again? absolutely. I think Maggie and I had a blast in Thelma.
I think you honestly carried the spectating because if I'm being completely honest, I think I slept most of the time. Like, let's be real here. My nickname in college was Melatonin. I'm pretty sure I was asleep and you'd be like, wake up, they're coming. And I would wake up and be like, yeah. And I'd go back to sleep. So you really, props to Maddie. She carried the team for the spectating from 12 to 6 a.m.
Thank you, Maddie. Thank you.
You're welcome.
She held me accountable.
So it was a lot of fun. I think we caught you guys like every 3 miles or something. We had all of this stuff in our car, which you guys already covered. But we also had the top down on Thelma. So we were able to like stop. When we stopped, we could see the stars. We did, I think, have to close the top when it started really dropping temperature wise. But we saw some shooting stars and things like that. And we were cheering. And I think you guys mistook us, Mom and Lori, for coyotes at some point.
Yes, I do believe we did.
When we recapped later, you guys were like, man, there were coyotes out there. And then you heard us cheering maybe a couple minutes later. And you were like, oh, okay, that's our daughter.
Easy mistakes.
Easy mistake. Yeah, for sure.
And then last bit for spectating, I remember cheering on so many strangers that day, which is not something I typically do as a spectator, but this marathon really felt like something where, I mean, again, there were only 61 runners. There were not many finishers. There were not many people that had supporters like out on the road for them. So I don't know. I felt like that run in particular, it was really important to cheer people on. And I think, Maggie, people had said things to us when we got back into the finish area, right?
Yeah, just that we were literally the only people on the course, I think, cheering. So we were.
I
so
believe
we were
that
notable.
to be true. I don't think I saw anybody else but other people running.
Yeah, when we came into the finish, we felt like you guys were like movie stars. Like you definitely, like, people were talking to you and thanking you and so forth. So
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think I would run the race if it wasn't jammed between 8 days of being in the car. Like, I don't know how you guys did that. It's amazing.
Shit, man.
It's epic shit. It's amazing. But yeah, it was a great time. And if I'm allowed, I shall read my poem now.
Yes.
To
Please
close
do.
it out, it
Let's close it
highlights. It highlights all the silly stories that we shared. It's called Tootsies in the Water. Keys left in Pennsylvania. Miles of corn and COVID. Poppy the camper, jammed. But it's okay when my Tootsies are in the water. Hiking in 100-degree heat. Taking Poppy through the drive-thru. Boogers crusted in the nose. But it's okay when my Tootsies are in the water. Eating in an outdoor office chair. Pooping on the side of the road. Nevada jackrabbits killed. But it's okay when my Tootsies are in the water. Forgetting to clasp Poppy. Wearing 2 different flip-flops. Blocked as we arrive late to the campsite. But it's okay when my Tootsies are in the water.
I forgot about didn't clasp Poppy.
Yeah. And
what was that? What did we do with that?
We didn't anchor the top down, I think.
I think at some point must have.
Must have. I don't know.
But that was an 8-day poem that just kept growing as shit kept happening. You know?
No.
But it's well done.
Well done, man. That's just
you.
well done.
Well done.
I think we covered almost every single thing in
We
that
definitely
poem.
did. We definitely did. Well, I'll post what we have out there on social media so you can check that out if you do want to see some pictures from the trip.
Fabulous.
Yes. Well, next week we will be discussing for episode 42.
42.
Can't believe we're getting there. We will be discussing our lovely trip to Jackson Hole Marathon.
I'm in Jackson. Wait, wrong Jackson.
That's the wrong Jackson. Very different Jackson.
I knew that was the wrong Jackson.
Were you thinking about the...
No, I knew it was the wrong Jackson.
Okay.
I just said that on purpose, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you guys for listening today. Now go make mile 20 your bitch.
Peace out.